I'm Navya Sree, and now I'm here because I was the right place at the right time. No, absolutely not. Right now, I'm here as a speaker in this room filled with beautiful souls because I've never said never to any opportunity that came my way. Yeah, I always say yes, and you should too, because opportunities don't come knocking that easily. And remember, when you say no to a particular opportunity, you're not saying no to that one thing. You're saying no to many other things, like you're shutting down many other doors without even getting to know them. Yeah. And just take me as an example. When I was about 13 or 14 years old, yeah, I was really good in studies, but when someone come up to me and like, hey, you should do this, you should participate in this, like that, I was like, no, I'm good. That's not my thing. I was like that. But I used to ask myself, what's the point? Then I realized one day, I have the correct words, but I'm asking it wrong. It's not, what's the point? What is the point? Yeah, exactly. I need to know what I can do out there. If I participate in all of that, I need to know what I can do. So I started saying yes. I never had a real talk till 2 years ago. I enjoy writing about social issues like equality, feminism, or sexism, or something like that. And when I feel like it, I just used to take a pen, paper, or a book, and I used to sit down and write my views about the particular issue. So after I'm done with it, I used to stand in front of a mirror and start talking like I'm doing now. But my first ever real talk was, yeah, it was an assignment and it was online, but yeah, real people instead of my image. So it was about most common reasons why friendships fall apart. I think I did pretty good because after I wrapped it up, I received a lot of texts saying, hey, Navya, right? Yeah, nicely done, buddy, like that. And I was like, oh, thanks. And it felt so good. And from that moment, I felt like I should do this more often. And from that moment, I never looked back. So, one more thing, I've never said never in my life is to me. Yeah, I love myself. I mean, yeah, I love my family and I love my friends, but I love myself just a little bit more. Because at the end of the day, it's just you, right? So, you should put yourself first. I always put myself first, and that doesn't make me selfish or self-centered. Because if you're happy, everyone around you feel happy too, right? I always put myself first to be happy. If you don't put yourself first and you sacrifice your happiness for some unworthy cause, just imagine 50 years from now, somewhere in the future, you're in 70s, and you're just sitting on the front porch and you're thinking to yourself like, what have I done? Yeah, I mean exactly, what have you done? Nothing. Because you put yourself last. I mean, you didn't put yourself first, and you put someone else's happiness before yours, right? So if you make the calls like that make you happy, like even little things like watching your comfort show or listening to your favorite artist, like that, well, making the big decisions of your life about choosing your favorite career path. If you make these calls, like if you do all this, then again, just imagine 50 years from now, you're sitting on the front porch of your house, which is built upon all the happy choices you've made, and you're just staring at the sunset and enjoying the coffee and telling your grandkids and their friends to do whatever make them happy. How wonderful could that be, right? So, okay, all this bragging on about never saying never. Sometimes I say no, never to some things like, okay, When my mom says, hey, you should go to bed, you should go to bed early, you should wake up early. I was like, no mom, can't do that, and you should eat healthy. Like, oh, okay, but I never do that. And give up coffee, oh my god, can do that, I love that, and who doesn't, right? And one more important thing, I do say, and I will always say never, is to a toxic environment. Yeah, this includes all the gossip and the narcissistic personalities and the judgmental people, and the list goes on. I say never to a toxic environment because it preys on your happiness. And because of the judgmental people, you feel like you have to win their approval, and you used to pretend, you'll get used to pretend like someone who you're not. If you keep pretending, you'll turn into someone who you're really not. Soon you'll lose your real identity. Hey, listen, I used to pretend too. I used to feel like I need to win someone's approval. But after few days, after few years actually, I felt like, what am I doing? Like, all this effort I put into to impress everyone, all for nothing. Let me tell you one important lesson I've learned the long way. No matter how good you are, no matter how perfect you are, someone will always point out some flaw of yours. So I just stopped trying, because we are perfect. We are more than perfect, even with all the flaws. So I just stopped trying to be perfect. I started to be myself. I started surrounding myself with people who I can share my views with, like I'm doing now. So it felt so good, and soon I became the best version of myself. And if I kept pretending, I never would have been here. Really, someone always trying to hold back me. They're always judging me for yeah, no, you can't do that. Why are you signing for that? All those people, when I said, hey, I'm going to be on this talk, all those people okay, can you share the link? Can I watch that? Yeah, sure. So I cut off those people, and I surrounded with all the people who support me. And now I'm very, very happy. And then, one thing I need to say is stop trying to be perfect and stop trying to be a perfectionist. Just try to be happy. It will bring the best version of yourself. Thank you.